My name is Anna Lee. My maiden name is Lee, and my married name is Alston. My father was Gilbert Lee, and my mom was Sarah Lee. And I was born right here in Murrells Inlet. Not on this road right here, but it's like on the other road over there where the church is them at, over on that side. And that's where I was born. Raised up right down here. It was 4 of us children. My sister Goldie Brown, she is my oldest sister, and she is about 11 years older than I am. And then I had 2 brothers. We had a school over on the other highway over there, and I went. It was in a little place. It wasn't a regular school at those times. You know, they just had places where you go to school. And and after that, I finished up over at the Brook Green School. Went there. So I didn't finish high school because time was so tight and tough. And my father died when I was 11 years old. And then I start working, just do housework for the different folks. And I think my first going to work was for Mr. Hughes and Mrs. Hughes. They had lived over, we call it on the creek. I guess people still call it the creek. But that's what happened. And we grew up, and I had to help work, take care of ourselves, and because after my dad died, then my mother had us, she had to take care of us. So I just quit school, start washing clothes for people, ironing. So I went back to school a little bit because later years, that was after I got married early, that's for sure. Got married early. And my husband was Luther Alston. And well, we got married, and then we started having kids. And that would be the next thing. I had 10 with a miscarriage. But I only have 7 alive. I had 2 that was young, and they died young. Now I remember my teacher that I had here. She was from Georgetown. But she lived a long, long life. She died after I finished school. And I don't remember my other teachers down at Brookgreen, because at Brookgreen they had like different classes, different teachers. And all of them was not certified, but those schools didn't go too high, you know, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, and all that kind of stuff like that. Cook, she was a cook. Yeah, she cooked for folks on the waterfront. The people that she worked with knew that we were, you know, fatherless and stuff like that. And they would have her to cook more than they are going to eat, so they could bring some home for us. So my mother could bring, you know, like she would just cook breakfast, and they'll have a dinner around 3:30 or 4 o'clock. And then what left over, if they didn't want to eat it again that night, then she could bring it on home. And so that's how we did get help. As I say, my dad died when I was 11. And the way how that happened is there was a relief that would help people that, you know, they would send a truck out certain time a month, and they would have like cornmeal, flour with no baking powder in it. They had grapefruit and certain kind of fruits, and you would have to meet the truck that's coming from Georgetown to give relief to the people, you know, that needed it. And so we would have to go and meet the truck, and they would give you a bag of cornmeal, bag of flour, and I think they had rice at that time, yeah, some rice, and some pew lard. Didn't have no Crisco and stuff like that. So, but we made it. My grandmother and my granddaddy, yeah, but you know, they were wasn't able to get out and work, so they had to plant corn and peas and all this bunch of stuff, and then we would work and get those in when the time come to gather those. Sometimes you can take the green peas and then they can them up. So we had a lot of canned goods too, canned jar stuff. So that helped us to kind of go through the winter and plant sweet potatoes and collard green, turnip greens, and you know, all that stuff helped you to live. And so then after that, and I got married, my husband did the same thing, because there just wasn't any work. Of course, when we got married, he was working at the Kraft in Georgetown mill, craft mill. But after we got married, maybe about a year after that, he quit that job. And he went to working to a mill in Conway. Cut trees and they, just have the plain board and stuff. Then they work with that. So that was a little money coming in. And so we just had to make it the best way we could at that time. Because that was back there. They didn't have nothing, hardly. Maybe a few houses down the street. Yeah. And I was living across over a place they call Gilligan Place, over there with my mom, and after my dad died and stuff. Yeah, so he didn't have far to come to see me. He would go in the creek and get oysters and stuff, and you could sell oysters and stuff at that time. And well, the Lord bless us. We really did. You didn't just starve. We had food to eat. May not like what you would like to eat, but you had something. Oh yes, we played. Yeah, when I was children, we played because there were, quite a few families around.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember any of their names?
The Nesbits, and they lived down on that end, and the Moody's. They had lived around this way, which some of them still around now. And there was like the Reeds. Yeah. There was quite a few people. Yeah. And my grandparents, they were Alston also. They weren't any kin to this Alston, but they were Alston. My grandmother is from a place you call Bucksport. And my granddaddy, a place called Sandy Island. So that's where they were from. But after marrying, they all just lived right down here. That's where the Huntington School come in at down there. And Brook Green Garden. You had to go down there to the doctor. They had
Dr.
Flag or somebody. But anyway, you had to walk. You didn't have nothing to ride in. You had to walk unless your family had ox and a wagon. Then you could, different people would give you a ride down there, but there wasn't no car during that time. And to go to Georgetown, there was like the mailman. You could catch the mailman and go to Georgetown and buy different things. And I don't know if I remember when, because that's been a long, long time that you had to go to Georgetown by boat. He was a young man, but he was a church man. He would go to church. And he was a member of Gordon Chapel, that church right around there. So that's where I went also. And we got married. We didn't get married in a church, but we got married in the parsonage in Paul's Island, where the preacher lived. But that was a good life for us. It was good. It was a good life, you know. But I don't know whether it's good as it is now. I don't think so. And after that, we began to, you know, kind of come up in the world, like, and he started saving little pennies here and pennies there, and started building this home here. And but it took a long time to get it done, because you had to hire somebody to do the work. And we did have someone that he hired to do the work, but you didn't have to pay anything much. And people would help you out, and they would come and give you a hand. As they see you trying to do something, they'll come and help you build, you know, different things. So my husband had this minister to build this same right from there, right here to the back there, to that last door in that room there, and they built that. So after all that was built, now the rest of the work, he just do a little bit at the time and did it himself. He wasn't no carpenter, but you know, what he did looked pretty good. And so this is how we got this house here. Keep knocking on it and knocking on it, and so got it knocked on until, you know, good size. It's still not finished like a nice house would be finished, but it was one that you could live in, and you know, had our kids in it. And I only went to the hospital with my baby. My baby was the only, my son, Jason. He was the only one I had in the hospital. Had them all home. That was tough. Yeah, it was kind of rough. But they all doing pretty good for themselves. I have two of them that is do brickworks. Got their own business. Two of them have their own business. And the rest of them work with them. Because Jeff, my son Jeff, he worked with artwork masonry. And a lot of times when one don't have a job and the other one have them, then they cahoot together and get it done, you know. I'm satisfied the way how they all turn out. They turn out pretty good boys. And my daughters, they turn out pretty good too, because you know, they got married and then had children after they got married. All of them finished high school. A couple of them finished college. And my granddaughter, which is my baby daughter, which wrote that little thing there about his dad. So she's in college down here in down at Conway, not in Conway, but what is it? Coastal Carolina. Yes, my husband, he was, he would get out and work hard. Now the way how he's got how that happened. But he would do things for people, and he didn't always charge. And he would work. And why this road, why he got a piece of it named for him, is because he started on the end of Murrells Inlet down there. He took a hoe and an axe and a shovel and all that in that place where you see all that flowers in there. That was just bush and trees and stuff. And he asked Miss Kimball, I don't think that was Miss Kimball's place, but Miss Kimball, he asked Miss Kimball if he could do a flower bed up in that end up there. Because the Kimballs, you know, they were rich people. But so that's what happened. He went and started digging and cutting and digging and cutting until he get that place kind of ready. And then he had to put water in barrel, put it on the back of his truck, take it down there after he got the ground ready for the flowers and stuff, and then he would plant, you know, just a little bit of flower at the time, because you would have had to buy it, and wasn't able to buy too much. But after the people see that what he was doing, he got help, because Miss Kimball had given him some help to do that up down there on the end. And so, I mean, he just worked for anybody, and he just didn't charge you no bunch of money. If you give him something, you know, he would take it at times like that. Or either if you say, well, I want you to do this for me or something, then he'll give you a price. And if, you know, but it'd never be too much, because, so that's how he got this road to name after him. And he told, I forgot the man's name now, but he told him that, you know, the children around here have no place to play except play in the road. And he didn't think that was a nice place for children to play in the road. And if he could help put a park or something up there for them to play, you know. And so that's how that got up there, because he asked for it. And so people was nice and got it ready for him to play. And then when they got it all fixed up, then they dedicated it and everything. Y'all might have been to the dedication, I don't know, it's been a long time. Have you? Okay, I thought somebody did. Yeah, so, but anyway, yeah, my husband, he loved to work, and he'll do anything for anybody and then charge them nothing. But people would give him something, you know. So after he died, that's when they had it was a year after he died, and they had a nice dedication. Rita Miller, that's right. And she would keep up with us, and Luther and all of them, and so she, along with a couple of the black boys down here in this area, wanted something dedicated to him. So Miss Rita Miller got busy and had, you know, stuff done.
Didn't he sell flowers?
Yes, yes, he did.
I know he loved
flowers. Oh yes, he loved flowers. Yeah, he had this whole part over there where that mobile home had over in there, and He would go to Georgetown and buy the plant from out there in Midway, and he would bring it back on his truck, and then start up a little nursery from that, you know. Yeah, well, that's where the school was down there, which is the church. You know where that church is, Brookgreen Church. And there was another building, what they had for the school. Yeah, because I went there several times. I mean, you know, school.
Did some families live there too? Were there homes there too? You people lived there?
Yeah, up on the hill, Brookgreen Hill. They call it the hill, but, and there's still, you know, when you go to this road right here, Wesley Road, and going down that way, see, that is where that church is, that Miss Kimball them give for service. Mm-hmm. And there's a cemetery out there too, that they, but the Huntingtons, yes, the Huntingtons, yeah, that's what they had over there. We had a church, it's still there.
What was the name of the church?
Edith's Tabernacle.
But it's still here now?
Mm-hmm.
Is it still used?
Yeah, yeah. He, that's one that we built, and but you know, if you don't want to just stay right to the church that you built, you know, you can go different places and just do more work. So that's what he did. He just had them to put someone else there to pastor.